Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a review for the first release, the first issue in a brand new comic book series coming from Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo Del Felici, and that is for Oblivion Song. Alright, so this is a brand new comic book series, of course, from Robert Kirkman, the writer and creator of The Walking Dead. So I had to at least check out the premiere, the first issue for the series. This is the first run release, so who knows, I'll probably bag and board this, and maybe one day it'll be worth something. I don't know, it depends how, Oblivion Song is picked up and what people think of it. So, of course, as you guys know, or maybe you don't, and if you don't, Robert Kirkman has created quite a few hit comic book series over the years. Of course, The Walking Dead being his biggest hit, probably the biggest hit he ever will have, most likely, because it's just become, worldwide, with the TV series and everything, worldwide phenomenon. And then, of course, you have Invincible, which is probably going to get to that, close to that kind of breakout success level, but it's going to do it most likely with movies. And then there's Outcast, which has also been adapted into a TV series as well too, with I think at least one full season, and I'm not sure about the second season because I haven't really kept up with it too well. But this is the next one from him, so Oblivion Song. So it sounds like this is one that he was kind of working on the idea for quite a while, and once he found Lorenzo Del Felici, or once Lorenzo was ready to kind of start working on this and they were able to kind of link up and everything, then, it finally got together and they were able to kind of do it. So, and the artwork is awesome. You can see, it sounds like he was worth the wait to get, because the artwork is really cool. Here we have Nathan Cole, who's our lead in this series, and on the back we got some of these the alien monsters type of thing, and him there, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool read, even though it is so $4, right? So it's a little pricey, right? But it is a first run, first release. So again, it's kind of collectible in that way, even if the series, regardless of what the series does, the first issue is always, hey, collectible. So let's just read the brief a summary or description of the story to give you guys a brief idea. It says, a decade ago, 300,000 citizens of Philadelphia were suddenly lost in oblivion. The government made every attempt to recover them, but after many years they gave up. Nathan Cole won't. He makes daily trips, risking his life to try and rescue those still living in the apocalyptic hellscape of Oblivion. But maybe Nathan is looking for something else. Why can't he resist the siren call of the Oblivion Song? And then it's, so that's the description of it. So we pretty much get to find out a little bit about Nathan, who's pretty much going into this, it looks here like Philadelphia. And he is kind of rescuing people, and he's using some kind of darts or technology that he shoots people with, and then it kind of teleports them to back to regular reality, so out of this alien type of apocalypse thing. So it's kind of cool that instead of as we're used to with Robert Kirkman stuff, zombie apocalypse, or at least I am from reading The Walking Dead for so many years, in this case you have kind of what is a sort of a an alien apocalypse, I guess, where these giant kind of hulking brute alien creatures that kind of run around and looking to eat people, which is cool. So you have him, he's kind of shooting the different people. So he shoots one girl with one of this technology, and then the creature turns towards him and attacks him, and he kind of uses it on himself. So upon first glance, or first read, it's kind of good because it makes you think his belt teleporter looks like it's not working, and so it looks like he's he's going to die, that kind of thing. And here he stabs himself with one of them. So and then you see kind of the lightning go through here, so what that means is that they've actually been teleported. They're not dead. But if you're reading it through the first time, you might think like something like that is happening, like he's just committed suicide or something. And then you find, okay, no, he's actually been teleported. And then you kind of see sort of back to reality, or the regular kind of life. And we get a little bit with him, the government involved here a little bit too. And basically we get a question of this character named Ed, who apparently is Nathan's brother, who is still somewhere out there in this alien wasteland with these hulking brutes and these giant alien creatures kind of roaming around. It's kind of it looks like anybody who stays there for a while kind of starts to have these growths on them, like this spore growth, which is kind of nasty because you kind of see like from the art they sort of get these green pustule things, like right here. If you see this one here, he's got kind of his jacket is Ed, who's Nathan's brother, and so then there's these these pustule things that kind of grow off it, which is kind of disgusting. But yeah, so basically what happens is that Ed is still alive, it sounds like, and Nathan's kind of been going back there to see if he can find him, because that's kind of the one that he's looking for most. He's helping anybody that he finds to kind of get them out of there, out of this alien apocalypse, and back to kind of regular life using these teleportation, firing devices. But basically, it looks like Ed is leader of a small group here, and so Nathan thinks Ed is dead. And he's looking for him. He's looking for a body, but at the end, it's kind of revealed that Ed is not dead, and that he is here, and that he doesn't actually know it's Nathan who's looking for him, and he's kind of not sure what's happening with Nathan, what he's doing. He doesn't really understand kind of the teleportation technology, I suppose, that's being used to sort of, take these people out of this apocalyptic world. It's kind of cool. It's kind of intriguing. So you've got him at the end here, and he says, the Crenshaw plan failed. Whoever this guy is, we need to know what he's doing to our people. I think it's time we set a trap. Of course, with him not knowing that it's Nathan who he's kind of setting the trap for. Then we get some kind of artwork and that kind of thing from Lorenzo at the back of the issue here. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much first impressions, first issue of the comic. So, I mean, it's a little bit tricky to review comics because each issue we only get a little bit in terms of the story. Like, we only get, so many pages, and there's only so much they can do in one issue. And especially with Robert Kirkman's type of work, you probably want to read at least a whole story arc before we really judge, right? You probably want to read at least 6 issues to get a full story arc to kind of understand where everything is going before you really formulate an opinion. But for the series, I mean, could it be another Walking Dead with an alien apocalypse type of thing and some other things happening here? I don't know how popular this one will get or how many issues it will get. We'll have to see how long it lasts for and that kind of deal. But it is intriguing. I do like the concept. I do really like the artwork. The artwork is really fantastic. And, it's got a kind of a cool concept. It sounds to me like he kind of... one of the things that he does really well is include family. If you've read Invincible, then you'll know, too, the struggles of family and that to kind of ground the characters and give them kind of an emotional tether to the reader, I want to say, and then kind of add on kind of these supernatural elements, be it a zombie apocalypse or an alien apocalypse, and, and include all these things together to create kind of long-running great story arcs that have good drama, include, some progression and, survival. A lot of times it can be survival-type situations for the characters, whether who's going to survive this kind of thing, and have certain character deaths as you go through. So we'll see with this one what becomes of it. It's kind of too early, I think, to judge Oblivion Song with the first issue. I think it's enough to pique the reader's interest. The $4 price point I do think is a little bit high, to be honest, for but then again, it's maybe not for the first issue, but for regular issues it might be a little bit high. But we're going to see what the series becomes, and if it catches on, if people really like it, and if people continue to read it and really get hooked from the first issue. I thought the first issue's hook was pretty good. You kind of want to come back and see what happens next with Nathan and Ed, and how this whole thing goes, and maybe find out more about what happened and how kind of the downfall of Philadelphia took place, and just what happened with everything here and how this whole thing went down. So in terms of a score for first issue of the comic, I think I'm going to give it like an 8.5 out of 10. Just kind of a standard 8.5. It's a good read. It's fun. It looks great, and it's fairly intriguing. I don't want to say it blew me away, but it's fairly intriguing. It might be somewhere around the same lines as if it goes on long enough, Outcast, or maybe at the same kind of levels as Invincible. Minus the movie, and we'll have to see if it really catches on and people really like it. So I do think it's an interesting concept. I do think it's a good idea, and of course, it's being written by somebody who's well proven. Especially when it comes to apocalypse stuff, that he's really great at writing and being creative for it. So I think this one could be good. This could be good, but we'll have to see. It's just the first issue. We're just getting our toes wet. We got to kind of see everything here. At least see the first 6 issues before we really. At least first trade before we really develop much of an opinion on it. So that's as much as I got for the first issue review for you guys. I hope you liked it, and if you checked out this volume, if you checked out this first release, Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about it, whether or not you're interested in checking out Oblivion Song. And yeah, that'll be it for this review, guys. If you liked it, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it and you can do it. You can subscribe at the bottom. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, just Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.